Yo, what is up folks, MTG here, and this one's been a bit of a long time coming. We're taking a look at Merfolk, we'll look at blue-green Simic Merfolk in Explorer, the kind of Pioneer Arena equivalent format. If you're interested in seeing this deck in Timeless, in which case probably mono-blue, but there's some things to mess around with, then do let me know in the comments and I will try and endeavour to do that as well. But for now, it's been too long since I've looked at Merfolk in Explorer, and we've got a bunch of new tools as well. We'll actually start off with the mana base, I guess, where we have 4 copies of Counter the Souls, which they were naming Merfolk here. Cast a spell for that can't be countered. Also fixes your mana a little bit, which, like, hey, we are a blue-green deck. And then 4 copies of Mutavault, which is, of course, a Merfolk creature. 4 Breeding Pool, 4 Botanical Sanctum, 2 Pathways, and Ottawa and an Island. That's the mana base. Playing 20 lands here, and then, right, the actual Merfolk creatures and stuff. So a few new additions here. The main ones, I think, are, or the biggest thing I think the deck's got recently is Tishana's Tidebinder. This is a really awesome card. It's kind of taken over a little bit in Standard. It's been being played in Explorer and also being played in Modern as well. But 2 and a blue for a 3/2 with Flash. When Tishana's Tidebinder enters the battlefield, counter up to 1 target activated or triggered ability. If it's of an artifact, creature, or planeswalker, it loses those abilities for as long as it's on the battlefield. But 2 super powerful disruption piece can stop a bunch of different stuff, and also serves as kind of like, hey, we've got a bunch of like pretty interactive stuff. We've got Tidebinder here. The other new card, which is less exciting, is Note Scout. We're playing 12 1-drops in total. These 2 are evasive blue creatures, which are really nice with Deeproot Pilgrimage and letting us kind of like continue to chip damage in. Note Scout is the new one. ETB Explores helps us get towards our lands for Collected Company. All that stuff. So 2 evasive creatures, Misclick's Herald, can't be blocked. Windrobber hits over the top with flying. It does mill your opponent, which like can be a bit of a downside, but can also like set to draw cards later on in the game. So hey, a bit of stuff out there. A little careful, like it's got worse on Arena because you've got the Delve spells, but 2 evasive creatures, which you can then buff with your Lords, and chip damage in while triggering Deeproot Pilgrimage, which we'll go to next. 1 blue enchantment, whenever 1 or more non-token Merfolk you control become tapped, create a 1/1 blue Merfolk creature token with Hexproof. Best way to tap your creatures is to attack with them, and so these being evasive and being able to attack through your opponent's blockers, really nice. Going to trigger in that. Our actual Lords then, we've got Merfolk Mistbinder, blue-green for a 2/2, other Merfolk get +1/+1, and then Vidalian Hexcatcher, which is one of the best additions to Merfolk in like forever, I feel like. 1 and a blue for a 1/1 with Flash. Has that Lord ability for the Merfolk you control get +1/+1, but sacrifice a Merfolk, counter target non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1, which is super disruptive. That's non-creature. It's not like instant sorcery, non-creature spell, does it all. And so hey, and that's why having like 12 1-drops plus the tokens is super valuable. The last thing at 2 is 4 copies of Silver Giladat, kind of rounding everything out. It's just card advantage, lets you play very nicely versus control decks, things slower that are trying to kill your board. Hey, nice, kind of grind it out. The 3s we have, the 4 copies of Tishana's Tidebinder alongside 2 copies of Kamina, Tyrant of Araska. You could choose more of these, like you could play 3, maybe, I don't like playing 4. 3 is still a bit much because it is a 3-drop and can be a little bit clunky, but is awesome to have 1 in play. 1 blue-green for a 2/4. Tap an untapped Merfolk to give it unblockable. Tap 3 untapped Merfolk you control to draw a card. Tap 5 untapped Merfolk you control to put Soulful Counter on each of them. In board stall situations, it does really take over, but doesn't really help you kind of like beat your opponent down and aggro out. Is in particular really good with Deeproot Pilgrimage because it is tapping on your Merfolk, and so we'll make some tokens too. Fair enough, kind of nice there. And then the last thing we have here is some extra interaction to kind of go along with the Hex Catchers and the Tidebinders, and that is 2 copies of Brazen Borrower. It is not a Merfolk, it's a fairy, but Petty Theft here, 1 in the blue, return target non-land permanent to its own hand, and then comes down later as a 3/1 flying creature, which means we have like a decent amount of evasion here, and with these 2, like a lot of it can be buffed as well. And then the last actual spell in the deck is Collected Company, kind of holding everything together. Blue and green, we're playing a green creature deck. We've got a bunch of 2s and 3s we want to go into. We want to go wide, hit our Lords and find them. So Collected Company just kind of like consolidating everything, and also being just a huge haymaker versus control decks. Right, I'm going to take this into some best of 1 arena ranked. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate it. Like I say, if you're interested in the Timeless version of that, you've got Counterspell, you've got Spreading Seas, there's a bunch of new Lords as well. Is really cool, something I'm looking to cover. But yeah, I will do that sooner rather than later, just let me know in the comments. And let's hop into some ranked games. Alright, first match with Simic and Merfolk. Might be a little bit shorter of a video than normal. Hard to put back double Lord with the Pilgrimage, but our opponent's on Karuga. which means you kind of need to pressure early. We can't, like, deeper pilgrimage lets us go to kind of like late game, but if they have either fires or the Quintorius deck, we'll maybe be able to go over the top of this. So I'm actually going to mulligan this based on based on this. I'm very happy to keep this. I think I'll just put one of the 1-drops back. We go 1, 2, 3. Maybe actually we put back the Camino and just try and get the beatdown done. I kind of like that. If we start trying to like play a mid-range game and they fight enigmatic fires, we just get rolled over. I think we just give them too much time. They get to build a huge board. The Tidebinder also pretty big. I'm gonna lead on the Miscult Herald. Could be a match where the play draw really matters. We'll see. Xana's Lodge, like, in theory, could still be either deck. Overgrown Team. Again, Virtue, like, in theory could be either, but Virtue leads me to believe more in the fact that this is the Quintorius combo deck. I feel like it's more likely to play that. Get the other 2 1-drops into play, then we can hold up the Hexcatcher here. Hexcatcher, if we get to resolve it, it's a nice explorer into the Mutavaults. We've got land number 3. Hexcatcher with Tidebinder should hopefully be enough to beat Quintorius itself. But we'll see, we'll see. I'm kind of expecting them not to... I want to shock a land to represent that we might have something like Spell Pierce. I'm going to go ahead and play this Mistbinder. I don't think we'll need to counter something on 4, but we'll definitely need to be able to have the power to counter on 5. And increasing our clock is good. We'd rather surprise with the Hexcatcher. What do we mill over? A Swamp, okay. Let's see. So no 2-man interactive spell. They're on 4 here. See what they actually have. The interesting thing is, so the reason why I think Virtue needs Quintorius is because they can't play any spells in their deck with CMC less than 5, except for the clone effects that you're copying. There's you cast Quintorius, copy stuff, fair enough. We get to lead with Mistbinder here, which is really nice. And then still have the Hexcatcher up. If they kill the Mistbinder, I'm not going to respond and Hexcatcher responds. We'd rather just, leave it a surprise. See, they have 3 mana. They don't have white, which is what you need for Quintorius, and then also you need it for Leyline Binding. Okay, so they've got the Tanuki, that is fine. They're going to go get a basic Plains, I'd imagine. That lets them turn 5, well, it lets them turn 4 effectively, Quintorius. I guess they got a little stumped with lands. Yeah. I'm going to take 9 here. We say, yep, mill 1. Okay. Because they played Xana's Lounge, then over in 2 untapped, then Triumph tapped, so they couldn't use... They might not have had the Tanuki, to be fair, but we should have them here. I'm going to hold on to this. We're representing lethal already. It's on them to like make an action. In fact, I'm going to animate the Mutavault. If they have a fog, then fair enough. See what it actually is. Oh, we can't counter that, but it also doesn't stop us winning the game. Alright, we're all good. Nice. Alright, next match. Alright, match number 2. I'm really happy with that mulligan decision, by the way. If we kept that opening hand, we would definitely have just, like, lost very quickly. Oh well, we just didn't have any interaction and had no clock. Pressure the Quintorius deck. Here, we absolutely slammed this. That is awesome. We have Herald into Deep Root Passage. We can cast a Silver Adept later. No need to show that we have cabins. Obviously not carrying our 1-drop, so. No pathway. Am I worried about them countering what we do here? I'm gonna attack first. Do that. And then let's not give them the option to counter our stuff. We will Cavern on Merfolk, of course. We'll Silver Adept. We will reveal a Merfolk card, and we will reveal the Camina. The Tidebinder is obviously the surprise factor. This interaction piece. We don't want them to expect this. So, hey. Impulse. Red, blue, impulse. I'd imagine this is either like creativity or like a transmogrify deck. But can't be absolutely certain. And now we have the Kamina. I'm like, do you want Kamina or do you want interaction? I'm gonna shock this. I'm just gonna go to combat. I like passing up a little bit with the passage, but nothing. I'm gonna pass here. We've got Brazenborough, we've got Tidebinder, like we've got stuff to do to flash it on their turn. Impulse, we can't. This does not interact with this. But I want to make them use mana on their turn. If we draw a land here, we can like lead into company. But hey. I also thought a bit about Mono Blue Merfolk. There is like some merit for that here. There's a couple of different cards you can lean more into the flash style of things. I'm gonna play the Brazenborough out. All we've seen so far is 2 impulses. I'm gonna look at what we can read into that. Big score. Okay, yeah, definitely seems like creativity. That is awkward because we don't really have good interaction for that. On hand. We have Coco at least. They're threatening to land and then creativity for 2. Yeah, we don't have a lot on. The Tidebinder might work out. We're there at 10. We can find a way. I think we still need to lead up Tidebinder here. Depending on what their win conditions creativity, we might be able to Tidebinder that and then work off of it. They have a tap land. Oh, because they've got no mountains. Okay. In that case, we try and Coco. I'm just expecting this to get countered, but they're on 10, so I'm gonna use some, make them use some counter magic and interaction. Oh, we just hit. Let's get these 2 then. Oh, we're at least presenting a lethal attack. Yeah. So we have Tidebinder. Yeah, let's go to attacks. Make them use some removal spells. Or not? There's no way they have nothing, right? Three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Yeah, we can't interact with this. I think it goes to 2. We're still kind of shields down apart from the Tidebinder. Tidebinder should hopefully be able to stop the thing they're using to kill us off of creativity. Telling into. In creativity, target these 2 with Spell Pierce back up, but Spell Pierce doesn't interact with it. Maybe they have nothing. That's also possible. So this resolves. Alright, very carefully. Here. Okay, this is fine. So we're gonna wait till I get a combat. Counter the Xenagos ability. There we go. Nice. Yeah, so this would double its power and give it haste. That would be GG. Alright, nice. GG's. Pretty nice illustration of the power of Tidebinder there. Here, we're on the draw. Opponent's on Karuga again, and we've got no 1-drops. We're playing 12 for a reason, but we have Hexcatcher. I feel a little better about this. It's a bit sketchy, but let's keep it. Everything else at least kind of like illustrate why you should maybe... I'm keeping this because it might illustrate why we should mulligan it. Interesting. Interesting thought process, but hey. 4 for 4. Alright, Tidebinder at least gives us a bit more interaction. So we've got Tidebinder and Hexcatcher. Gotta feel pretty good about it. On Merfolk here, so we don't get counterspelled, but I'm gonna still go Adept. I'll reveal a Merfolk card and I'll reveal the Tidebinder. Sorry, the Mistbinder. Don't reveal the interactive cards. You want them to not know about it. Revealing Camino will be fine. But hey. It says, I'm just out here playing my Merfolk deck. Alright, Bone Crusher Giant tells us actually quite a lot. Because it means they are not playing the Quintorius version of that. It also means that it's not super common in the Enigmatic Incarnation builds, I feel like. Goblin D's. Yeah, it's gonna be on play. I think how does this work? It's a triggered ability, but it doesn't. You don't get to catch them with a discard draw. It might be worth it though. I kind of like they're just putting this into play to at least wall off the Goblin token. I'm not really sure. We'll see how well this ages. It looks to be like just kind of like value Omnath. So I'm expecting, sorry, value like Karuga. I'm expecting like Omnath. They might still be playing fires, but okay, we'll see. The other reason why I don't think they're playing like they're playing like Enigmatic is that they're playing, well, they played a lot of Shocks. There's an Omnath anyway. All right. I would say the bait here. They have 1 mana open. They have a 1 mana 2 damage spell. Oh, they can't cast any more spells. They wanted a mana off of this, but they can't actually cast a spell through Fires of Event. Very interesting. Oh. Decisions. Lots of decisions. We can play Mistbinder, leave Tidebinder up. I kind of like. It also leaves up the Brazen Borer ability. I'm not worried about Omnath attacking. Yeah, we'll give unblockable. We want to actually end the game pretty quickly. So I would like ideally to play the Hexcatcher this time. We know that they're going to get the Fable flip. But depends what else they've got going on, really. That's land number 5. Not a double land drop either. I was gonna say, if they like untap and Fable Passage, I feel really bad about not having the Trick Finder. This is a problem. What else do they have? Okay. Oh, it costs so much mana though. Ugh, they have 1-2 mana to pay. It doesn't actually work. I think the best thing for us to do is bounce the Elish Norm so we don't get both of our things taken. Like, yeah, we could bounce the Leyline Binding, but it's not really doing much for us. Oh, I think we're getting out value. Yeah, I feel like we should mulligan for a faster hand, but also a bit tough. So we have Hexcatcher, we've got Tidebinder. We can't really interact with the Elish Norm. We can stun this thing. I'm just gonna pass it. If they've got something they want a reflection, and we want to try and like, oh, out of surprise of out of nowhere kill us, then we can Tidebinder this. Bouncing the Leyline Binding and then looking to Tidebinder on the way down maybe was the play. Leaving them with Elish Norm feels bad. This does turn off Tishana. Okay. Let's see. What else do they have? They have Karuga. Yeah, we can't do. But okay. Draw a bunch of cards. Oh, they draw a bunch of cards and then draw a bunch of cards again. And that limits 2 spells a turn with the fires in play, but a bit of an awkward one. There are also more activate abilities. Hmm. Reflection can't copy anything at the moment, but this looks to be lost. Uh, oh, they're thinking about Besage. Is that why they were looking at our lands? Maybe, yeah. Get rid of the Mutavault. We still have Blazing both. This is dead now, isn't it? To be fair. Sure. Maybe they have a new on math, but kind of rude. This puts us to 10. Yeah, no interest in letting us trade with that, which is fair enough. Because, yeah, we'd have had to sacrifice all 3 creatures to counter this Land Binding, unfortunately. So, get him to bounce it, and then Land Bind back the other way would be good if it wasn't for the Alash one. That's fine. Yeah, about this one. Oh, it's yeah, it's disabled. I forgot. All right. Yeah, we have very much lost this game. There's no way to come back into it now. All right. Fair enough. You can't win them all. Yeah, if you see Karuga, you need a faster hand. No companion this time, but yeah. Fortunately, we dropped that game there. We kind of knew when I said it that we should be looking for a faster hand rest of the deck, but I kept to see how things went. And Kurigo, if you give them enough time, will go over the top of you. Like, you can get a lot out of Deep Root Pilgrimage and Kamina, but really those cards are to kind of like, if you need to grind it out with something like Red Black, not a deck which is just like, just gonna go, it is all about kind of like going and doing big stuff. So, hey. Alright, leading on the scout, kinda actually would like it to hit a land. Mutavault's not the one we wanted, but hey, we've got double catcher, we've got Deep Root Pilgrimage, we can maybe do some pilgrimagey stuff depending on what they play. We've not really actually had Pilgrimage in play yet, so. You're not a veteran. Or, this looks to be a Malia, which is, because we don't have loads of creature interaction, could be kind of dangerous. I'm gonna get this Pilgrimage in play, so we can start making tokens. I'm very happy to trade this. If they would like to. Hexcatcher will be able to help us versus Quarter Calling, will be able to help us versus Collector Company, will be able to help us versus, like, Iron, though we're not killing that stuff, so, hey. I like thinking about this, but, you know, I'd be fine with that. Then, once we have these tokens, we've got loads of fodder to sack to Hexcatcher, which is super nice. Shock Temple Garden. It could also be Angels, but no, okay. Given Innkeeper, it's all, has to be a Mario combo, it feels like. Thinking about whether they want to sacrifice a treasure to get another creature to play. Maybe like if they drew like a Gilded Goose for like the turn this turn, or like a mana creature. It means the mana is quite important, which probably means they're building towards Collector Company, or they don't really have like proper sources of black mana. I mean, given their lands, that makes sense. And there is still like a slim chance it's not a Mario combo. I'm gonna open attack here, and if they try and trade off with like the non-creature one or something, then we just drop a Lord. They say no blocks, I will also drop a Lord. That's where we are. Like to an extent, like the innkeeper's like done its job a little bit. It does give them a buffer of life, which is a little annoying. But hey, yeah, I will play one of these out. But you see, with the Pilgrimage of Play, we're going wider every turn, which is awesome. So 1, 2, 3. Need a Wild Growth Walker and then a Malia. Yeah, decks like Amalia where like, oh, we need to interact with like the specific permanent are why we play like Brazen Borrowers here, why we've got the Ottawara in the deck. They're gonna need a bunch of life here, but hey. And yeah, I think it was they drew Gildagoose the second turn. And just were like, do you sacrifice treasure to play it? Like, probably not, because it's not like an actual mana. I don't know. So now they can cord for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And get one of their pieces, which is super dangerous. If they have double cord, then hey. The problem is that Hexcatcher says no to all that stuff. This is why it's so good. Don't know if they're deep in the tank or kind of timing us out, but we get company, no thing. I'm just gonna attack with these, and I'm gonna play another catcher. I can attack with the hex catcher here. I don't want to trade it off. Alright, it looks like they're just timing us out. Big sad, but it is what it is. And they might have also like had to run into the door or something, but no hex catcher in combat. We get any token. We're gonna hex catcher again. It gives us lethal for next turn. This pattern has worked well so far. It ain't broke. Don't fix it. Alright, I gave them the benefit of the doubt for a second, but now they're kind of just taking their time. New Axe Catcher. This is gonna do 9, put them down to 7. We've got plenty of creatures to sacrifice to Axe Catcher, just like go. Even activate Mutavault if we need to. I think this will be the last game. Alright. It's the cat spell we're looking for. Lethal attack. How long can this go on? Alright. And on that note, that's going to be the last game here. I'm just going to do a quick post-match wrap-up, and that'll be it. Yeah, if you see Karuga, you need a faster hand. No companion this time, but yeah. We dropped that game there. We kind of knew when I said it that we should be looking for faster hand versus the deck, but I kept to see how things went. And Karuga, if you give them enough time, will go over the top of you. Like, you can get a lot out of Deep Root Pilgrimage and Kamina, but really those cards are to kind of like, if you need to grind it out with something like Red Black, not a deck which is just like, just gonna go, it is all about kind of like going and doing big stuff. So, alright, leading on the scout, kind of actually would like it to hit a land. Mutavolt's not the one we wanted, but hey, we've got double catcher, we've got Deep Root Pilgrimage, we can maybe do some pilgrimage stuff depending on what they play. We've not really actually had pilgrimage in play yet, so. You're not a veteran. Or, this looks to be a Marlia, which is, because we don't have loads of creature interaction, could be kind of dangerous. I'm gonna get this pilgrimage in play, so we can start making tokens. I'm very happy to trade this. If they would like to. Hexcatcher will be able to help us versus Quarter Calling, will be able to help us versus Collector Company, will be able to help us versus, like, Iron, though we're not killing that stuff, so. Hey. They're, like, thinking about this. But, you know, I'd be fine with that. Then, once we have these tokens, we've got loads of fodder to sack the Hexcatcher. Which is super nice. Shock Temple Garden. It could also be Angels. But no, okay. Given Innkeeper, it's has to be a Mario combo, it feels like. Thinking about whether they want to sacrifice a treasure to get another creature to play. Maybe like if they drew like a Gilded Goose for like the turn this turn. Or like a mana creature. It means the mana is quite important. Which probably means they're building towards Collector Company, or they don't really have like proper sources of black mana. I mean, given their lands, that makes sense. And there is still like a slim chance it's not a Mario combo. I'm gonna open attack here, and if they try and trade off with like the non-creature one or something, then we just drop a Lord. They say no blocks, I will also drop a Lord. That's where we are. Like to an extent, like the Innkeeper's like done its job a little bit. It does give them a buffer of life, which is a little annoying. But hey, yeah, I will play one of these out. But you see, with the Pilgrimage in play, we're going wider every turn, which is awesome. So 1, 2, 3. Need Wild Growth Walker and then a Maria. Yeah, decks like Amalia where like, oh, we need to interact with like the specific permanent are why we play like Brazen Borrowers here, why we've got the Ottawara in the deck. They're gonna need a bunch of life here, but hey. And yeah, I think it was they drew Gilded Goose the second turn. And just for like, do you sacrifice treasure to play it? Like, probably not, because it's not like an actual mana. I don't know. So now they can cord for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And get one of their pieces, which is super dangerous. If they had double cord, then hey. The problem is that Hexcatcher says no to all that stuff. This is why it's so good. Don't know if they're deep in the tank or kind of timing us out, but We hit company, no thing. I'm just gonna attack with these, and I'm gonna play another catcher. I can attack with the hex catcher here. I don't want to trade it off. Alright, it looks like they're just timing us out. Big sad, but it is what it is. And they might have also like had to run into the door or something, but no hex catcher in combat. We get any token. We're gonna hex catcher again. It gives us lethal for next turn. This pattern has worked well so far. It ain't broke. Don't fix it. Alright, I gave them the benefit of the doubt for a second, but now they're kind of just taking their time. New hex catcher. This is gonna do 9, put them down to 7. We've got plenty of creatures to sacrifice that hex catcher, just like go. Even activate a Mutavault if we need to. I think this will be the last game. Alright. It's the cat spell we're looking for. Lethal attack. How long can this go on? Alright. And on that note, that's going to be the last game here. I'm just going to do a quick post-match wrap-up, and that'll be it. Alright, only 4 matches there, but I think we showed it off the deck a little bit. Got a few different matchups. I think this is really, really solid. There are a couple of ways you can take Merfolk. I think this is the kind of most, I guess, obvious way. And like you go blue-green, you get all the lords, you get a bunch of good one-drops, Collector Company kind of just does a bunch of heavy lifting. And you get to take advantage of these lands while still having like a pretty decent mana base. I think you can go mono-blue, if that might be a little less consistent, or at least a little less powerful without playing like Collective Company and Kamina. But you could play mono blue and even go towards like Curious Obsession, a bit like the mono blue tempo decks, and play like Hexcatcher. You can play Adept, you can play Pilgrimage, you can lean more in some of the Flash Merfolk stuff, which is pretty sweet. I do think the deck is really solid. There's some good sideboard cards as well. Kind of the typical blue green stuff, like different counter spells, different matchups, and then also Shaper's Sanctuary as a really, really nice way for you to, like, hey, if your opponent's trying to kill your stuff, just draw cards every time they do. And that in combination with Kamina and Pilgrimage, it's just like, they just can't grind through that pretty much. You can even play a third Kamina in the sideboard. I think that'd be pretty decent. Anyway, I think the deck's awesome. Definitely try it out if you're a fan of Merfolk. And yeah, again, if you're interested in a timeless version of the deck, do let me know in the comments as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do like, subscribe, share the video around. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, peace out. Thanks for watching.